Hey, so today I wanted to talk about Planet 13, also known as Medizin. It's a dispensary in Las Vegas. And the reason why I'm talking about this, as you guys know, is we are huge weed connoisseurs. We live by it. I mean, we tell everyone that CBDs, the cannabinoids from weed, it can heal anything, and we love to get stoned as well. So we check out a lot of weed dispensaries, and we pretty much checked out all of them in town. And our favorites are Showgrow and Essence. But Showgrow and Essence had been running out of some things a couple months back, so we checked out Planet 13. They used to be called Medizin. And they had a real nice store on Sunset and Decatur. And they were a little bit more spendy than the other stores, but we were willing to buy some of the things because when the other stores were out of product and stuff. And it was a nice store. They even had their own stuff that they sold, so we really thought, great, this is nice. Well, we went there for about a couple weeks, and then they brought in some really intense security guards. Like they had, before it was just normal security guards like every other thing. Then they brought in these, what they called security agents, and they were full-on agents, like military looking, like scary. And there would be about 3 of them at least every time you went in. Well, this started to make people feel a little uncomfortable because it's just like so intense. So all that aside, we still would go there when the other stores ran out of product. We're like, all right, they had the products that we liked, even though they were more expensive. Well, then around the end of October, they'd been talking for a while about this new store. They were going to have a SuperStore on the strip, well, right near the strip, like next to Spearmint Rhino, over there with the there's another dispensary over there. And they're real excited about it. And all along, I was under the impression, and I'm not the only one, that they were going to have 2 stores, that they were, expanding. Not that they were closing one store and going primarily to the strip. Now, I'll tell you why this is important later. So, we were just cruising along, and we thought, okay, cool, we'll go there. And then they said, hey, we went there. That November 1st was when their brand new store was going to go open. We went there 2 days before that, and they said, hey, we're going to be closed for 2 days. I even talked to one of the guys that worked there. I said, oh, are you going to go to the new store? He said, no, I'm staying at this branch. So, okay, cool. They said, well, we will close for 2 days, and then we'll be back. And we're like, all right, cool. I don't know why you closed for 2 days. It seems weird, but that's all right. So then we go back a couple days later, and we Uber. So it's expensive for us to get to the dispensaries. We Uber over there, and there's just a sign on the door saying, hey, come check out our other dispensary. Nothing like that they're closed, just come check out our other dispensary. We're like, okay, maybe they'll be back soon. And then we come like another time and at the 3rd time to finally see a sign that says, this store is closed. We are not opening this store. And now every time we were there was other people there, like 4 or 5 other people there. And the thing is, people go out of their way to go there, and they should have let customers know they were closing the store. And the reason why they didn't was because when it comes to weed, a lot of the stores have loyalty programs where if you shop there, you get points. So people want to keep going to the same store. Well, they didn't want to lose customers before they switched, because if they said, hey, we're closing this store, a lot of us would jump to another place, which I understand that, great. But then they didn't even tell people after they closed that it was closed. And all they said was go to the new one on the strip. Well, for locals, that's not super convenient. And that's fine. I mean, they can make any decisions they want. I'm not saying anything about that. But the problem is they didn't inform the locals. And then they thought they were just going to live off tourist things, because they were under the impression that when you go close to the strip that you're just business is going to boom. Well, those days are not really here anymore. Vegas has not been doing as well as it did a couple of years ago. And the thing is, their greed caused them to say, they had a very nice store that was catering to locals, and they said, no, we want all of the tourist traffic. Fine. But what happened was, they spent so much money on this new store, they lost all of their locals that we just found out. They opened November 1st. They're a publicly shared company. Their profits were through the moon. And within a month, they have tanked so bad that they had to stop trading. That it was so unstable and just so bad that they halted trading. They've started again, but they had to halt, and The reason is because they did not appreciate locals, and that's very, very important in the weed business here in Las Vegas, because locals are your primary customers. And the other thing is, they're doing this thing now where since they're doing so bad, they're trying to give every Uber driver incentive for bringing people there. So if you get in an Uber and you say you want to go to your dispensary, they're now trying to take you all the way to Planet 13, which we already know they're way more expensive. They charge way more for the same products. And so they thought they could just screw over the tourists. Well, and now you got Uber drivers trying to like steer you completely on the other side of town. We went today to Showgrow, which is out on Fort Apache and Tropicana. He wanted to take us all the way down by the strip to get like whatever he gets, $10-$20 from Planet 13. So also we would have been charging the Ubers. We're Ubering. So that's like a $15 extra or more, $15-$20. So that is not cool, and I do not appreciate that. And that's just why I'm saying this today, because I mean, it's kind of like one of those things couldn't happen to a nicer person, because they did not treat people well there. And those security guards were so intense and so demeaning. And we even spoke to the manager and we said that it was out of hand. And they just laughed at us, basically, because they knew they didn't even care about locals anymore. They thought they were going to go flying high on the strip. Well, that didn't happen. Drop the mic.
You really nailed on that one.